Welcome back. Welcome to the Shire. I will be your host. Me, Piper Doug. Still Piper Doug. Always will be. Hey Astro. You're just chilling, aren't you? Enjoying your best life. What's not to like? You're an in-cab heifer, and your mommy is in the pen with you, feeding your brother. Yeah, brother. He's right over there. So I think in the last episode, I had mentioned that one of the jobs still to do is to find a way to corral Astro's mom, who is Eddie, and Astro's brother. And then in the middle of the screen, you'll see another cab there. So that's Squeaker's son. I think Squeaker's is the one that's buried in the bale feeder over there. So we'll have to try and wrangle everybody and sort the two mums and babies out, probably into that back pen. And then we'll slip them through. And then we'll set up a way here so we can capture that little guy. You can just see at the back of the pen there by himself. That's Squiggles' little guy. And Squiggles says, "Hey Maggie, you've lost your tag, young lady. Is that you, Teens?" I can usually tell Teens is shaped by anybody else. I think that is Teens. She's lost her tag. I'm trying to think if that Squiggles there. So we'll get those three pairs and pull the babies over into the other pen, and we'll keep them around. We'll background them a little longer once these steers are gone. And then on the other side of Harley there, that's 75, that's a cow. So she should be in cab. She's meant to be over here. But then so is Eddie and Squeaks are supposed to be over there. So we'll see. We may just hold them in this pen till next cycle. There's Squiggles there, right in the middle of the screen. Squish, that's Squiggles in the middle of the screen. It's the sisters. Yeah, that is definitely Teens. You've lost your tag, you dingy. Hey, sweet girl. Anyway, so another lovely day. Not right there, Eileen. Yeah, sweet girl. No, there's Teens. So who's not got their tag? Is that MJ? I'll figure it out. There's one of the Jetstar girls. Stair. You guys are gonna need. There's Phoenix, middle of the screen. Phoenix! Hey! If you're nice, I'll go get grain. So yeah, these guys have to get their bales. I might do another bedding today around the whole yard while it's mild. That way that they get this sort of greasy poo tramped down into some new bedding. So that might be what's happening today on the Shire Ranch. It's weird. I can't get used to saying it. Anyway, let's make sure everybody is good. Yeah, anyway, so I'm gonna do a quick walk around. Like I said in the last video, tomorrow I'm away most of the day doing family stuff. So, just want to get as much done today. I'm gonna try and get some more bales hauled in off the hayfield. Hey, sweet girl. Are you Mark? I think you're Mark. I don't know if you are Mark or not. It's hard to tell. Anyway, hope we get a couple of loads of bales brought in. Like I said, not much in the way of feeding to do today, but I'm going to do up a whole bunch so I buy myself a lot of time tomorrow. And then I can get that orange tractor over to Dennis, and hopefully we'll get some answers. Oh yeah, and they got a load of continuous rail coming in. Apparently it's going from Ontario, where PB Mart's headquarters is, It's going from Ontario to Red Deer, Alberta. That's right. Get 20 lengths, 30 lengths of 20-foot continuous rail. It's going from Ontario all the way through to Alberta, and then it gets shipped back here. So one of the jobs is to replace these cables with continuous rail, because these cables are absolutely useless. The cables on this fence over here are also getting replaced. Just not sure if we're doing it this year or not, because of the wrinkle of this shed being kind of not in line with anything. We might just end up moving this whole thing and moving the gate hinge and stuff, so we'll see. Anyway, so I'm gonna go checking everything, and yeah, we're gonna get started putting the interior on this building when the weather's not as good, because that's a good job to do inside there. Now right, squeakers. Yeah, now your head's out of the bale feeder. Okay, let's get going. Well, best laid plans and all that jazz. Yeah, you know when you've got a cattle trailer hooked to your truck unexpectedly, what's going on. So we have a yearling heifer, one of the little ones, one of the runts. Of course it's one of the runts. So as you know, I do my walk of the pens every day. So I was feeding the heifer pen today, and I saw one heifer was kind of just laying there minding her own business, chewing the cud, just as can be, and I noticed some red at the back end, and I thought, uh-oh, I hope that's not a prolapse. Don't often see prolapses in little youngsters. And then I got up, look closely, and for those who are squeamish, look away for the next 3 seconds. So yeah, I don't know what has happened, but both heels are compromised. One is completely split wide open. So I sent a picture to the vet through text. Great thing about technology. And not the normal, because it's normally Nadine that works with us. Hey Nadine. Carla. So Carla just called and was asking a bunch of questions and said, well, don't really know, you could just fire the antibiotics into it and just hopefully it'll scab over and start to heal up if the calf's still quite healthy. Or I said, no, I'm bringing it to you. And she says, well, we're kind of backed up right now, but we will be able to see it. And I said, well, I'd far rather you take a look at it and you can definitively say, is this calf worth spending a bunch of money on it, or does it have joint ill and it's not going to amount to anything. So yeah, not how I thought I'd be spending my Thursday. Because like I said, I'd planned on getting a whole bunch of bales hauled today and get ready so I can take away tomorrow. But no, you have a cattle farm? Don't go ahead and make any plans. Yeah. So, I'll let you know how it goes. Half-hour drive over there. So we're on the road again. We have a syringe with long-acting and some Medicam in it, supplied by Joe, Dr. Joe. I don't know if you'll all remember a name that you heard just recently. Joe was who helped us treat and deal with the cat. And I know Joe probably gets sick of this, and I'm not fooling around here. His name is Dr. Joe King. Yep, Joe King. I'm not messing around. That's his name. So Dr. Joe, he treated the calf. So big shout out to the Verdant Animal Hospital, to Joe and to Carla and the staff between Carla and Joe, they think the calf got frostbite on its heels. Now, I know they're like, either you call them hocks. I call them heels because that's the part of a human body. If you were to compare bones, that's the same part. I've never seen that before. I have seen calves get skinned or cut or scraped on their hocks or heels or whatever. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. I've never seen this though. So as you saw in one of the pictures, and I'm not putting it back up because it's kind of messy. The one was like particularly bad, but as he said, it was starting to granulate, so it was already healing. The other still had the flap of dead skin with hair, still had that on, so he peeled that off. He said it didn't take much to take it off, but that'll let the fresh air and that'll let it start granulating. He said it should be absolutely fine. So they gave it a round of medication before they pulled it out of the headlock. It's a really quiet calf, so it's not a huge issue. So what the heck? Oh, it's a plane. Which is not some weird things going around in the sky these days. Apparently there's a bunch of all the planets in the solar system are lining up in the night sky over the next few nights, so maybe we might start seeing some aliens. So yeah, that's for Monday. So I'm gonna have to try and see if I can wrangle it up into the headlock. If not, I'll just dart gun it. But I should be able to run it into the crush, because I just moved some panels around. That's how I caught it this time, and run it in the side gate. But anyway, we will get on home to the farm, unload this poor wee beggar, because it's probably had quite enough of the inside of a trailer, and then I've got to try and get as much done as possible today. Look at that, it's Curtis. Curtis Garvin, is that you, bud? I should message you and see if you do a wing flap on me. Is he gonna do a flyover? That'd be funny if he texts me. Ah well. So yeah, I'll get home and we'll get on with stuff. Let's go. Yeah. Well, a storm. If you're keeping count, that's 4,367. Yeah. Well, I was supposed to be driving to Brandon. Actually, I was supposed to be driving to Brandon after having driven that tractor over to Dennis. And as you will see, that tractor is not currently on its way to Dennis. There's no point, because Mrs. Piper Dog would have to follow me. Speaking of bulls in the last episode. Hey, you two! Don't make me come in there. So yeah, I don't want Mrs. Piper Dog having to drive over. It's actually cleared up right now, but it's still, you see the trees are waggling around pretty hard. In the wee hours this morning, they said the wind gusts were recording upwards of 87 kilometers an hour, I think they said at one point. So yeah, that's fun. So it's a lot of snow moving around, relocation programming. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that wee girl, Ricer's kid. The vet said she'll be fine. It's actually quite, I knew they wouldn't wrap it because talk about it's a very awkward place to try and wrap. Hey, Weeks. But I thought they maybe like put a cream on it or something, but no, they didn't. So you get some babies just covered in the powder. Hey, Amy. And of course, nobody is out there at the bales. You guys are just gonna hang out in here, aren't you? Hey, Leah. Hey, pretty girl. Okay. See, this end of the farm won't be so bad. Hey, bud. There's Bo. Hey, buddy. Because the wind is predominantly coming from that end, so over here is my hand's getting really cold. Sorry, boys. Squirrel. Where was it going with that one? It's not. There hasn't been a lot of snow. Hey, Ruby. Hi, Mama. Hey, my sweet girl. Hi, darling. Oh, I know. I haven't seen you in a long time. There's my Jetstar. You are the mama of everybody, aren't you, sweetie? Yeah. Hey, darlings. Little Duchess. There hasn't been a lot of snow out of this, just a little bit, but we've had a lot of snow lately, which all got mobile. So I'm sorry if I'm jiggling you around there, CP. I'm trying to keep an eye on everything. It's so nice to get that started here right away. Put my glove back on. So yeah, I didn't want to take the tractor over to Dennis and have him open it up and go, oh yeah, we're gonna have to wait for parts. Where is the little Ricer's kid? I think that's her right in the middle of the screen right there. Or is that 75? Where is she? So that's her right there, right by the trough. Hey, wee girl, don't worry, I'm not cornering you. That's Monday. I gotta remedicate you on Monday. See if she'll walk away. You can see her heels. Yeah. See, it's still a little bit wet on the left one, but that's because they had to do a lot of cutting on that one. But he said, oh, it'll be fine. I'll take his word on it, Dr. Joe. So, probably gonna do some bedding later if we can. There's Phoenix. Hey, sweetie. These ones I'm not too worried about because they can get in and out of the snowpack, but they don't care. Like, they're laying there. But yeah, I didn't want the orange sharks to be down because I'm calling for more blowing again tonight. Hey, mama. Hey, teens. More blowing again tonight, so I'll be pushing more snow. Yeah, don't make me come in there. So I want to get the lane cleared out and all of that stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's get on. That's more, 6 minutes. Sorry about that, folks. I'll get back to work. Pushing snow, move it here, move it there. So yeah, and this is the crappy part about having 2 bale yards. You gotta keep 2 roads open. Yeah, it would be nice to have a snowblower, especially on this tractor. A, we don't have one, and B, the 3-point linkage on this tractor is not the best. So I'd be scared I would wreck it ranch. So I haven't been in here to see how bad this yard is. Took me an hour to do the driveway. That's how bad that was. But you can definitely see my little snow diffuser guy. It's kind of working. Okay, we've got a couple of drifts here. Yeah, she's whipping up. But this wall seems to be catching most of it before it goes out across the yard. The big one is how far down. And before I forget, big shout out to Mrs. Piper Doug. Not only has she gone back to work, her back's still not great, but it's better. Thank you for all the well wishes. I think she's tried to thank everybody in the comment section. You can meet her down there if you ever so choose. She'll beat me up for saying that. And a lot of people from other parts of the world won't know what this means. Mrs. Piper Doug just completed her first environmental farm plan book. Now, for those in Manitoba know what I'm talking about and have ever done one, they will be like, wow, way to go, Mrs. PD. Yeah, cows are not wanting to come out and finish their hay. If I can think of it, I'll put a picture in here. Of why filling out an environmental farm plan is a big deal. What is it? Well, it's a huge booklet, as hopefully you'll have just seen. And it affords whatever kind of a farming operation you have to qualify for government assistance programs that help your operation be more sustainable, more environmentally friendly. Things that work in conjunction with each other, like putting in solar waters for your dugouts, getting your dugouts cleaned out, fencing updates, manure handling, drainage, all of these things. The downside to it is it takes approximately 3 hours to fill in one of the environmental farm plan booklets. I'm not kidding here, it does actually take approximately 3 hours. Except this year, which is the first time, because a book lasts you 5 years. That gives you membership to all the programs. Except this year, the first time I've seen this, it's online. So I walked her through it, helped her do it, which don't really know what happened, because we got to the end and it said it wasn't fully complete, and it took us back to a part near the beginning and made us redo a whole bunch of the questions. And I did that 2 or 3 times, and I think she was about ready to quit. And then finally I just said 100% complete. So we're waiting to hear back that we're qualified. And they send you a certificate that you can display that says you are a member, qualified. And yeah, so you can then qualify to get from 50 to 100% of your hay crops seed all paid for, and pay for part or most of the actual seeding, whether you're renting like a zero-till seeder or that sort of like getting your crop established. So yeah, that's quite a big savings. We've out of the last 200 and actually probably closer to 300 acres now. 300 acres of our hay crops. We only paid maybe 50% of 300 acres of seed and seeding. So, like I said, it is worthwhile, but you kind of wonder if they don't make the filling out the bookwork a bit of a pain in the bum to weed out people that are maybe not doing it for the right reasons. I don't know. That's a very popular belief. We've been with Environmental Farm Plan for a very long time. It was Dad that got us onto it. we ended up, we had 2 or 3, I think we actually maybe had 3 books, because there was 3 partners farming. There was actually 4 partners in the business. So we had 3 books to fill out, and I think Dad did them all the first time. I've done my own book the last 4 times. So, like I said, big shout out to the boss lady. She filled out her first big pain in the bum book. And so yeah, hopefully that will mean when we go to plow the paddock east of the yard where the cows spring graze, we go to plow that, and then we get the cover crop, because they pay for cover crop as well. Cover crop and the new whatever, I think it's going to be a tame meadow grass, no alfalfa though. It'll be tame and some prairie grasses, some native grasses in that mix. So yeah, we'll run that all through the environmental farm plan, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, oh my gosh, there's another 7 minutes of your life I just stole from you. Sorry folks, I'll get back to it. Oh, she's not happy. It was plugged in all night. And yes, it's minus 36. And blowing like the ever-loving blowy things. Oh my gosh. How do you go from +2 3 days ago to 38 degrees colder? Yes, keep your foot on the clutch. That way you're not engaging the transmission oil till the engine has at least got over its conniption. So for those who don't know, as soon as you can get the engine, you get up to 1200 RPM. That's where you have to that's where most oil pumps will start circulating at a healthy amount. So 1200 RPM is where you have to set the engine at for warm up. So these will run for quite a while. Okay, see, I'm about to take my foot off the clutch. Yep, you heard her. That's the transmission oil getting hit. Woo! They're babies. That's pretty cool. Just trying not to think it's minus 37. Yeah! Whew. Candy, Peanut. Hey little dot. Hey buddy. So yeah, these are the 2 calves that are still to wean. Heaven's a little bit on the smaller side, but, and yes, all give praise to the water trough gods. Hey little buddy. Hey Belle. We're still working on you. You know, your sister next door is one of the quietest animals we have. And there's Eddie, Eddie's one of our commercial girls. She will never be a pet. There's a certain point where you'll never get them back. She is at that point. Elizabeth, her mum is Ellie. Very nice mum. She's almost programmed. See? Almost. Then we get Astro, our little Hereford, coming along nicely. Then that big steer calf there. Oh, careful, darling. That big steer calf right there. This is his mama. Squeakers. Lovely, lovely coo. This is Leia's sister, who's also almost programmed. Aren't you? You're almost pro-ground. We're just pretty close. Then there's Jessie. Jessie, it depends on the day. Jessie is related to Candy and Peanut, so pretty good. Scully is amazing, because I never thought Scully would program, but she's doing really well. And then there's Rue, which I've never been able to touch Rue before today, so making big steps. Lou, can't touch. Radar, depends on the day. Where the heck did Butterball go? What do you think? That's Enemy. Everybody knows Enemy. So yeah, keys to keep moving on days like this. Oh yeah, good news. What's this? I did not have to throw that cable out. Dribbling that diesel 911 and I pull the rubber stopper off and dribble it down in there and work this back and forward. I heated the cord up yesterday to when it would move, and then I got the 911 down there and worked back and forward, and then today minus 37 it's working. So hey, if you have sticky cables and you're waiting for new cables to show up, put 911 down there, she'll be good. Tell me you've had a lot of snow without telling me you had a lot of snow. Yep, wherever it's wide open, the snow is just building up. They keep pushing it up and it keeps building up. It's a lot of snow coming off the home half. In your next episode of Snowology with Piper Doug, I cleaned this out a couple of days ago, so this is fresh, blowing snow. So, I'm about 2 feet off the ground. Yeah, it's like concrete. And there's the sound. Okay, my hand's going numb. Ow. I tell you, we have the jackpot when it comes to grader drivers. Big shout out to Ross. I may or may not have helped out on the main drag up on the gravel road, pushing out a snowbank for safety reasons, that way, because I would be the one that would have to be getting dragged out in the middle of the storm to go and pull people out of the ditch. Sorry if I'm talking like I'm drunk, but my face is very stiff. It's minus 37 right now. Anyway, I had already plowed a track down here yesterday, but it was kind of blowing back in, and probably in repayment for helping out pushing out a snowbank that was on the main drag, Ross came and plowed all the way down from the main bale yard down to the second bale yard. And the reason that I'm saying this, we have the main bale yard there is on our request for the municipality to keep it clear. This bale yard, however, is not, because we quite often don't keep bales down here all winter long. We'll only keep a certain amount down here and use them up, but we have a lot more bales down here, so these bales will be down here for most of the winter because there's still a pile, and these are just for the calves. Yeah, this is not on the list for Ross to do, but he did it, knowing that the snow was blowing in and that this powder is hard powder. So big shout out to Ross, thanks bud. That saved me a big pile of work, because I had my track opened up, but it was piled up on either side, and I was either going to have to go and do like the little bit all the way down to push it up off the road, he just went along the wing in a matter of a few minutes and just ballooted it out. So, like I said, big shout out to Ross. Oh, it almost doesn't look like it's minus a kajillion, really. So, I gotta go and grab these bales, take them down so they're ready for tomorrow, and then I'm just gonna get back to pushing up snow. And there's that cleaned out again. So the ladies keep coming out later on, so the wind isn't quite down yet. But I think they like to come out and get a good feed before it gets too dark. That way they're not out in the open where the bad puppies can be. Tell you, that snow that I was standing on in the previous clip, whoo, she was a hard push. I had to kind of like only take like a quarter of a width of the bucket at a time just to snap it up off the ground. This snow relocation program. And yes, I might have said this already, that's one of the reasons why I'm not using the big snow pusher blade. Because the snow pusher blade is great on fresh snow, but on blown powder, when you can drive on it with the tractor, the pusher blade might be able to move some of it, but the skids on the side will just ride up over that powder because it is like concrete. And I realize that alley there to get to those last 4 bales is completely plugged in again. So I might need to just start a new row. So still get 2 rows over here on that first grouping of bales. So I think we're actually ahead of schedule. Not ahead, we're actually ahead when it comes to where we thought we would be. I thought we'd have more of those bales used by now, but that's all right. That's the nice thing about that 3 and 4 year old oat straw. It does a lot to bulk the cows up, because they're getting plenty of protein. Because this these hays that they're getting are quite dominant in alfalfa, so cutting them on straw is really good. The other groups are getting some of the hay that's got more grass in it, so they don't need to be on straw, and it just saves me having to figure out how to get multiple bale feeders into the other pens. So anyway, if I don't come back after supper, it means I got watching a movie with the boss lady and I didn't want to come out here in minus 40. I much appreciate y'all for watching. Hello to the new subscribers. The boss lady just informed me that I'm now at 980 subscribers. So we're in the home stretch to that big old 1,000. So, and like I said, we're going to be deciding on the new channel name sometime soon. So yeah, any and all ideas or what you think, just stick them down there in the comment section, and we'll take a big vote on it. It'll be happening before we get to 1,000 subscribers. That's one thing. So anyway, I am gonna shut her down. Always shut her down near a plug-in. Yes. And there's the irony. Monday night is to be minus 32. Tuesday is to be minus 7. And then minus 3 by Wednesday or Thursday. So just crazy. That's why we don't calve in January, because this yo-yo weather, no thanks. Okay. Thank you for watching. Oh yeah, Mrs. Piper Duck has a stand-in car because her car is away getting fixed. She has bad luck with cars. This one's a hybrid, which is kind of weird. It does that whole electric and gas and electric thing. It's actually quite a cool car. Anyway, I'm away. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Teddy, bye. That's 12,700 hours, not 2,700